guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Alyssa and this channel is about the law of attraction, building self-empowerment, and conquering limiting self-beliefs. So be sure to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell icon. It's my goal to help you love yourself more and more each day and manifest what you deserve. So be sure that you stay notified when I post new content. Also, if you end up liking this video, go ahead and hit that like button. That way YouTube makes it easier for other people to find it. Leave me a comment and share this video if you find it useful. So today I'm going to be continuing my lessons on 12 divine laws of the universe, continuing with law number 10, the law of polarity. So the law of polarity quite simply states that everything has a polar opposite. So we have positive, negative, good and evil, light and dark, love and hate. You get the idea. There are two sides to every coin. You can also refer to this as the law of opposites, the law of duality. Either way, it's a law that's part of our experience here. We have to learn from one and the other. Think about it. Without dark, would we acknowledge or appreciate light? Without evil, would we recognize good? Would good even exist? Without a negative life circumstance, how do you appreciate the incredible feeling of overcoming it and learning from it? Because we're here to experience both sides of things. Plus, experiencing the negative things that you don't want helps us to understand what we do want. So you kind of need the not so good parts of life to get you to where you want to be. Also with this law, keep in mind that within every circumstance exists the potential of either a positive or a negative outcome, depending on where you put your focus. And that's where the law of attraction comes into play, like attracts like. So focus on the potential positive outcomes of your circumstances and learn from the negative ones. Another aspect of polarity or duality is something that I want to focus on a little bit more in this video, and that's masculine versus feminine energy, which there seems to be some confusion on. So when I refer to masculine and feminine energy, just know that I'm not referring to gender. I will get into the gender element of it a little bit later in the video, but first I want to go over the characteristics that make up masculine and feminine energies. So first off, we all have both masculine and feminine energy inside of us, regardless of gender or sexual orientation or sexual identity. These energies exist inside of us regardless. And the idea is to find a balance of these energies so that we can better thrive in this life experience. And again, learn from it. So think of the yin-yang symbol, which I'll post in this video somewhere. So there's a perfect ebb and flow of the patterns in this symbol. Now, of course, as humans in today's society, we can't necessarily have a complete 50-50 balance, but it's about calibrating these energies and figuring out what works best for you in what area of your life. So some aspects or characteristics of masculine energy, or the yang or yang energy, are taking action, getting results, getting things done, hustling. It's more of the logical left brain energy, even a little bit more rigid thinking. It's also more ego-centered or ego-driven in nature. This also represents the provider or the protector. There are more examples, but I think you catch my drift. So in a lot of today's societies, this energy can be seen in politics or leadership roles. A lot of people in real estate and sales hold a lot of this energy. And that's because, of course, there's a lot of action and hustle involved in those things. So again, regardless of gender, anyone can experience masculine dominant energy or yang energy. Now, feminine energy is pretty much the exact opposite, hence polarity. The feminine or the yin energy represents more creativity. So it's a little more right brain focused. It's a little more centered around just being rather than doing. It's more nurturing, more caring, loving, very emotion-based energy. And as opposed to the masculine ego focus, the feminine represents more of the spiritual side. And of course, these are just a few characteristics of the feminine, but I'm sure you're grasping the polarity of these energies so far. So this energy can be seen more in artists, writers, healers, again, things that are more creative, right brain, and nurturing, even more relaxing in a way. Now, more often than not, these energies fall out of balance within us, and we can either take on more of the feminine or more of the masculine. And again, it doesn't matter what gender you are or what you identify as, and these imbalances can affect our personal relationships, among many other areas of our lives. So getting into the gender aspect of this polarity, you might notice that some men seem to have more of these feminine characteristics and vice versa. A lot of women seem to have more masculine characteristics. And that's not a negative thing necessarily, it just depends on whether or not it's affecting you in a negative way or not. So again, the goal is to find that balance between the two energies. So in a lot of relationships where this is the case, where there is that imbalance, it can cause tension in the relationship. So what can cause these energetic imbalances within us? Well, naturally, like anything else, it can be caused by a number of things. But as far as my research has taken me, it's more often caused by not experiencing enough balance in these polarities during our childhood. So for example, if a young girl is abandoned by her father, or doesn't have a healthy example of the masculine, she might take on more of that masculine dominant energy to make up for that lack that she experienced as a child. She may have grown up having to protect herself instead of having a masculine figure in her life to feel safe. So she could have taken on more of that masculine dominant energy, and it probably reflects in a lot of areas of her life. Now let's take another example. Let's take a little boy growing up with a mother who was more masculine dominant and didn't give a level of nurturing that he needed from her. So he may take on more feminine characteristics as a result of not getting these needs met as a child. And of course, these are just examples that can be completely interchanged within different circumstances, and they can happen with both men and women in these examples. But given those examples, let's say that those two people get together and start a romantic relationship. Even as adults, they still have these subconscious needs, as well as these masculine, feminine wounds that haven't been processed yet from their childhood. So they go into this relationship thinking this will be the person that will meet these needs. But then these shadow aspects of themselves come out where the woman is more masculine and won't necessarily take care of the man who lacked that nurturing growing up. And she's not getting that masculinity that she needs from him. So they experience tension and they don't know why. But it's because their needs aren't being met. Another thing that can contribute to our energies being off is our societal standards. Today's society is very masculine driven, where we value leadership and action and those other qualities that I mentioned earlier. And for women, when we went through the suffrage era and we received all these rights to vote and we received better work opportunities, which is great, these things are all good things. But what happened along with those good things was that there was a shift in priorities, because we weren't just housewives anymore, right? Now we were expected to do more, essentially, and we were also expected to leave certain qualities behind. And men have struggled with this too. It's not just women. Men have always been under a ton of pressure to constantly exist within this masculine side and always hustle and provide and do. And they've been consistently discouraged from accessing their feminine qualities. So you can see how this equilibrium has been thrown off. Our standards are all over the place from this programming. So to find a balance in both of these energies, it's mostly about implementing new habits into your life that help integrate both of these energies. Because if you put more of your eggs in one basket, so to speak, let's say you're more into your feminine energy, you won't get much done. And if you embrace more of the masculine energy within you without stepping back to relax and reflect, you'll get burned out. So if you're more masculine dominant, again, whether you're male or female, and you want to start integrating more of your feminine, start taking up more creative projects like painting or something artistic. Learn how to play a new instrument. Go out in nature more, take up meditation. Just get your more creative and relaxing juices flowing. You can also pamper yourself, go get a massage or take a bath. The feminine is also about receiving, so get into a receiving mode from time to time as well. And if you're more feminine dominant and you're working to integrate more of your masculine, look at the areas of your life where you can take more action to get results that you might be looking for. If you have goals that you're working towards, you can also work on becoming more assertive in your life. If you've been more passive or people pleasing and it's getting in the way of filling up your own cup. Something that I've noticed in my own life is that I've taken on an inferiority complex. So that's another area of polarity, right? Superiority and inferiority. I've always leaned more into my passive feminine energy, and it's led to me feeling like more of the inferior party in friendships, relationships, even in my family dynamic that's shown up. So again, it's very important to find this healthy balance between both of these energies. So if you're already more masculine or more feminine leaning, don't lose that side of yourself either. Remember, you're trying to integrate both of these energies, so don't think that you have to get rid of any of these qualities in yourself, depending on how they're affecting you, of course. But starting to implement these new habits to find that healthy balance will help you big time with this. So that is all I have for you guys on the law of polarity and masculine versus feminine energy. But I'm going to sum up real quick since I did go over a lot. So the law of polarity, or the law of opposites, or duality, is just a part of this experience, and it's a law that we agree to on a spiritual level. We wanted to experience light and the dark, the good and the bad, masculine and the feminine, or yin and yang. It's also about finding equal appreciation for the negative and the positive circumstances in our lives. Because again, without the negative, the positive goes unacknowledged and essentially doesn't exist. So take a look at the areas of your life where you may be experiencing this resistance or this imbalance, and then start working with these polarities on a conscious level. So that is all I have for today. I really hope this helped give you some perspective on the law of polarity. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, as well as the notification bell. That way you stay notified when I post new videos. Also, if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button, share it, and leave me a comment. But thank you all so much for watching today, and as always, please be safe, much love, and I'll see you next time.